Coming up on the Suze Orman Show.
An easy fix to pay down your credit card debt. Also, if you were to look back on your life, what would you say with this man? What would you say that your biggest mistake was?
Oh, it was buying the house.
I am sure, Carol, that you are absolutely heartbroken that this is how your love for him turned out. And you asked me, can I afford it?
I want to buy an elliptical so that I can burn calories while I watch your show.
Oh, you can butter me up. Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. I want to start tonight with an easy fix for all of you who have credit card debt. Now, let me talk about credit card debt just for a little bit. When you have credit card debt, you get a bill, and the bill says minimum payment due. As you start to pay down that debt, the minimum payment due also starts to go down. If you only pay the minimum payment due, chances are you are not going to be out of credit card debt for a really long time. I want you to always pay a fixed amount of the original minimum payment due on your bill. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have 3 credit cards, and let's say they all total together $5,000. And let's say on those 3 credit cards, it could be 1 credit card, 2 credit cards, but let's just say you're paying 21% interest on all of your debt there, all 3. And your minimum payment due is $150 per month. Now, as time goes on and that bill is going down, your minimum payment goes down. Do you know if you only pay the minimum payment due that they request on your bill every single month, do you know how long it would take you to get out of credit card debt? And do you know how much it would cost you? Think about it. Here is your answer. It would take you 19 and a half years, and it would cost you approximately $6,500 in interest alone. Got that? Now, you got your bill. You paid $150 the first month. If you continue to pay $150 per month every single month, no matter what the minimum payment due happens to be, how long now do you think it will take you to get out of debt? You will be out of debt in, ready, 4.25 years, and the total interest you would have paid is $2,569 in just interest. You now have just saved yourself 15 years of payments and $4,000 in interest. So from now on, I want you all to vow, when you get a credit card bill and you find it's the first time you're paying it, the minimum payment due, always pay that amount, do not go down. And by the way, just don't charge more on it, and you really will be out of debt. But that's how you fix credit card debt. Mary in Ohio, welcome. This is our 11th year on the Suze Orman Show. How long have you been watching my show?
Oh, a couple years now.
Couple years, all right. Let's see what you've learned. What's your question?
Well, thanks for taking my call. My question is, my husband is going to be retiring in a couple months, and we've been talking to a financial planner that some people he worked with recommended, and we seem to like him. Our daughter's future husband works for a financial firm, and she wants us to use him as our advisor. He's very nice, and we've known him for about 5 years, and he's new to his firm. I think our account might help him out, but I would prefer to keep family and money separate, but I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Mary, trust me on this one. It is far better to hurt their feelings right now than to take this money, invest it with him. If the markets collapse, maybe he's the greatest advisor in the world, but if the markets collapse, your money is going to go down no matter what he is doing, truthfully. And every time you see him or every time he sees you, all he's going to think is, oh, God, I lost $5,000 from them. I lost $20,000 for them. Do not mix family and finances in that way. Even myself, I do not do my friends' money. I will refer somebody out, but here's the truth. Even if I refer them to somebody and that somebody isn't doing well for them, I feel bad about it. So then that affects my relationship with everybody. Take my advice to heart here. Your daughter, your future son-in-law, sit them down and go, I love you so much that we are not going to give you money because I want to love you forever. So we're keeping money and family separate. Let's go to Dave in Washington. How long have you been watching the Suze Orman Show?
Hi, Susie. I've been watching on and off for about a year and a half.
Year and a half?
I'm a recent Susie fan.
You're kind of a newbie. Okay, little newbie Dave, what can I do for you tonight?
So my parents have what I would say is enormous and spiraling debt, probably at least $350,000 that I know of. Some of that's in their home and a lot of it's in credit card debt. And they don't really have any plans to get it under control. They're in their 60s, and I sometimes just have really bad kind of panic attacks thinking about what could happen to them as their debt grows even more over the years. And where I'm at this point is I don't want to inherit their mess. And when they pass, I'm worried about what debt collectors can come after me and if there are things I should do now to help protect myself.
Mm-hmm. Is your name on any of the credit cards?
No, my name isn't on any
Have
credit
you
cards.
co-signed any loans for them whatsoever?
I don't believe so.
What does that mean, you don't believe so? You either did or you didn't. Do you ever remember signing a piece of paper for them?
I don't. I remember that they did for me for a private student loan,
Yes.
but I've never signed anything for them, and I've checked my credit reports, and I assume that something like that would show up on my credit report.
Actually, it depends on what you signed, maybe yes, maybe no. But here is the good news for you, but still the bad news for them. If they die and they pass all this debt down to you, this debt essentially goes away. It is not your debt. You will never have to pay it off. Maybe you won't get the home because there's no equity in the home, so the mortgage company will take that back. The credit cards will just write all of this off. But the real problem will be is if they don't die. The real problem is as they get older and older, and this debt keeps compounding and growing, and they just stop paying it. What happens to them? Do they have to declare bankruptcy? Do they lose their home? Do they lose everything at a time when they will be too old to possibly work for it again? So don't worry so much about yourself with inheriting the debt. What you have to worry about, Dave, is that if your parents come to you and ask you for help, what are you going to say to them? Do you have the money to help them? Do you not have the money to help them? So if I were you, I would also go and I would sit down with them and say, Mom and Dad, I'm going to talk to you like the little financial kids that I think you are. You have got to get, I don't have money to help you. You're going to be in trouble here. If I was doing this with money, you would be so upset with me. But Mom and Dad, what is wrong with you? Lay it out straight for them so you don't get it later on and not know what to do. Let's go to Lou in Ohio. The question of the night is this. How long have you been watching the Suze Orman Show?
Oh, Susie, I've been watching you since you first appeared on Oprah Winfrey, every chance I can get.
A long
Love your program.
time ago,
Yes.
girlfriend.
Yes.
1998. Anyway, what can I do for you tonight?
Okay, my husband and I are 62 years old, and we had hoped to have our home paid for by now. But our children, who are in their 40s, have always been in constant need of money. They've ruined their credit. We've never had extra money, so we've let them use our credit cards. We've refinanced our house twice. And, right now at 62, I'm retired. My husband's thinking of hoping to retire by the time he's 67. But, how do we tell our children that we just can no longer help them? This is a time we need to be thinking of ourselves.
See if you can follow along with me. How hard is it to just simply say the word no? Try it. Just try it.
For me, it's hard.
Why is it hard?
No.
Yes, because that is what we have to get at.
Right.
We have to get at, do you think if you don't help them, that they won't love you, that they'll be angry at you? Tell me, what is your greatest fear as to why you won't say no to them?
That is it right there, is that they won't love me and they're going to be mad at me, and then...
Then what? Mama, I want you to think about this question that I'm about to ask you. Why is it that you're worried that they won't love you? They should be worried about what they are doing to you. They should be loving you so much that they care more about mommy and daddy being okay now that you're starting to get older, rather than their own selfish needs, rather than their own inability to go out there and to be an adult and make money, be responsible for money, and not just keep mooching off of mama. There's going to come a time when you and your husband die.
Yeah.
If you've given them all of this money now and you haven't taught them financial skills, now when they're 60 or 70 years of age, they're your age.
Right.
They're not going to have any money, and they're not going to have you and Papa to come to.
That's true.
So if you really love them, if you really, really love them, you will say no to them right now. If you had a wish, and I can make that wish come true for you right here and right now on the Suze Orman Show, what would that wish be?
The wish would be that I could just walk away from all of this and start from scratch.
And then here's what I have to say to you. Wish granted. And later, when wanting something, ask me, can I afford it?
We would like to know if we can afford to spend $25,000 to build a solarium on our house.
Are you telling me to save $200 a year that you want to spend $25,000 right now? Welcome back, everybody. I have a question for you. I always have a question for you, and it's this. Do you listen to me? I know you watch, but do you take what I tell you to heart? My one-on-one tonight says I'm her role model. I love that. But she has broken every single one of my rules, and I have to tell you, I hate that. Carol, she is from Winter Park, Florida. She's 40, she's single. She works for an interior design company. Here's her story. She broke up with her fiance last spring. He's gone, voila, not here. But now she has $18,000 of his business debt in her name. The mortgage of the house they bought together for no money down is in her name, and she can't afford it. And now she just doesn't know what to do. Carol, girlfriend, I have to tell you, I feel for you. Tell everybody your story.
Okay, Susie. I met a man, and when I met him, he was this great guy, and he was going overseas, and we had a long-distance relationship our first year. And then we moved in together. He came back to the States. And when he moved in, I asked him what the intentions were, because I wasn't going to just move in with someone if we were getting married. And yes, we were going to get married eventually once his business took off. And we noticed that houses were coming down, and we decided that it was a good time to buy a home. So we bought the home. And then his business started getting better, and on our 5th year anniversary, he asked me to marry him. Then things just went downhill from there, and then we decided at the end of May to break up, and these cards were in my name. He said that there was no way that he could pay them off.
What we really see here, everybody, is a woman who really fell head over heels in love with her man. So much so that after they had been together for a while, she realized that he had $6,500 of business debt that was in his name that he wasn't able to pay. So she negotiated with the credit card company, got it down to $2,500, and she paid for it as a cash advance on her credit card, right, Carol?
Yes.
Right. So now he's out of debt there, but now you have $2,500 of debt on your card that you did for him. You go to buy a house together. He doesn't have good credit. He doesn't have any money. And so you are able to buy one of these homes for no money down. And you did that, but somebody had to qualify for the mortgage. He wouldn't qualify because he had a horrible track record here with his FICO score. So you put the mortgage in your name, but you loved him so much that you put his name on title. That was the second mistake that you made, but you did it out of love. As time kept going on, you rearranged his student loan payments for him. You took care of him in every way. And you kept getting further and further into debt. You kept taking care of him more and more. He was obviously not caring about you more and more. And then you split up, and now here you are, and your phone rings off the hook, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And who's calling you?
Oh, the bill collectors.
But every time they call you, what does that feel like?
Oh, it's a sinking feeling in my stomach. That's so not a part of me to have bill collectors call.
And they're calling you because you owe $29,000 on credit cards. You have a home that you purchased for about $200,000 that's now worth $150,000, and you're 5 months late on those payments.
Yes.
If you were to look back on your life, what would you say with this man? What would you say that your biggest mistake was, now that you can look back at it?
Oh, it was buying the house. It was buying the house. I really believe that buying the house was the biggest mistake. And, you know, if future me could have gone back in time and told apartment me to not buy the house, you know, I probably still would have done it, though, you know.
So then you don't really see it as a mistake. Let me tell you, so then we can start to fix all this. The biggest mistake that I think you made in all of these years is you taking on all of this debt, having all of this debt in your name on blind faith that he would make the payments, on blind faith that he would honor the debt that you were taking onto your name. Women, men, anybody watching the Suze Orman Show tonight, you cannot take other people's debt that is their debt and put it just in your name. If you do that, you are possibly going to end up in the same situation that you see Carol in right now, which is why I think this is so important that you hear her story from beginning to end. I am sure, Carol, that you are absolutely heartbroken that this is how your love for him turned out.
Oh, I am. I am so devastated. I never thought that he would have done this to me and that it was going to end up like this. I really never in a million years thought that.
But
never.
Now that he did, the real thing you need to learn here is that he didn't do this to you. You did this to you.
You know what, and I agree, and I do take responsibility for it. I just didn't think it would end up this way.
So you are now living in a home that is $50,000 underwater. You are 5 months behind on the mortgage payment. Part of the mortgage payment also includes the property taxes that you owe. You have $29,000 of credit card debt that you really can't pay much on at all because you spend $4,000 a month in expenses to keep everything going, but you're only bringing in $2,500 a month after taxes. If you had a wish, and I could make that wish come true for you right here and right now on the Suze Orman Show, what would that wish be?
The wish would be that I could just walk away from all of this and start from scratch.
And then here's what I have to say to you. Wish granted, because here is what is going to happen. You are in a situation to really no fault of your own, but to all the fault is your own.
I agree.
Yeah, you owe more money than you make, and therefore you are technically bankrupt. I would like to see you, and I never say this lightly, I would like to see you claim bankruptcy. You deserve to start over given your intentions of what you did with this, and he just left you with it all. If you claim bankruptcy and you give up this house, you no longer have credit card debt, everything now is signed and sealed, you are going to have $2,500 a month in expenses gone. I have found by research you can go out and rent an apartment for $1,000 a month. You can rent your own apartment. You can get rid of all this. That's what I think you should do. Will you do it?
I'll do it. You told me to do it.
I'll do it. And don't feel bad about doing it because you did this out of love for somebody else. Now you have to do things out of love for yourself. Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
Believe it or not, I want to buy some sperm. I'm 37 years old. My partner and I have been together for 7 years, and we really want to have a baby.
Also,
I want to buy a certified pre-owned 2009 BMW X5.
Is this a need or is this a want?
It's a want.
What do you want to buy?
2009 BMW X5. Build a solarium.
An elliptical?
All right, everybody, this is the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You tell me what it is that you want to buy, and I tell you if you can afford it or not. Let's begin. Chris, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. How are you?
I'm great, sir, and you?
Great.
Go for it. What do you want to buy?
Okay, I want to buy a certified pre-owned 2009 BMW X5, and I want to get your take on this. Being that I don't have any write-offs, being that I'm so young, so I want to take advantage of Chapter 179, the bonus depreciation. So that'd take $25,000 right off the top for my income, which would save me about $7,000 in taxes. And also, I really want to start building my credit because I eventually would really like to buy a house very soon, being that, the housing market that we're currently in. So I think it's very important that I, start, financing some things to really build my credit.
Well, if you need to build your credit and you need to buy a $51,000 car for some reason, is this a need or is this a want?
It's a want.
All right, a want. I mean, you could build your credit doing many other things, but who's going to give you a loan for this car of $51,000 if you don't already have credit?
Well, I do have credit. I have 3 credit cards, and actually my insurance company said they can actually give me a loan at 3.84% up to 60 months. So, I already have a loan set if I can get approved through you.
All right, whatever, show me the money. It seems to me that you already have credit, and you just are using that as an excuse because you really want this car. I can tell you, boyfriend, go on, show me the money.
Okay, I make $9,500, on average monthly income. My expenses are $1,715 a month.
Wait. I have a 20-year-old talking to me about $7,000 in saving taxes, making $9,500 a month take home. All the viewers right now are saying, what does he do? What do you do?
I'm a real estate agent and a full-time college student.
And as a real estate agent, are you telling me you make take home $120,000 a year in this market here?
I do.
Well, I'm here to tell you must be a seriously great college, I've gone so mushed here, I don't even know what you do. All right, a real estate agent. I have to ask this, how long have you been making $9,500 a month?
For about a year and a half, and I love it.
A year and a half in the worst markets that are out there. Boyfriend, keep going.
Okay, well, I live rent-free. I live with my parents because I think it's socially acceptable to be 20 years old and a college student living at home. I have no debt. I have $120,000 in liquid savings, and I have nothing in retirement.
Not bad for 20. Let me just give this to you straight. You're 20 years old. Yes, you're making $9,500 a month take home. Yes, you're still living with your parents. Yes, you have $120,000 in liquid savings. And yes, you could finance this. But according to Suze Orman, yes, you can buy this. You are approved. I can't believe it, but you do have the money to do so. Do I think it's wise? That's for another segment of this show. Joanna, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
What do you want to buy?
So believe it or not, I want to buy some sperm. I'm 37 years old. My partner and I have been together for 7 years, and we really want to have a baby, and we feel like we don't have a lot of time left to do that.
And so you want to buy the sperm to do so. Are there other costs besides the sperm when you do something like this?
It depends on how you inseminate it. So if you do it at home, there are no additional costs. But if you go to a doctor, there would be an additional doctor's charge.
All right, so you're going to do this at home. I take it. Show me the money, girlfriend. I'm rooting for you.
Okay, I take home $3,882 a month.
Great, yes.
My expenses are $2,740, which includes my rent.
Good, so far.
I have $57,000 in student loan debt, and $11,000 liquid in savings, and $11,000 in retirement.
And you're 37 years of age, and how are you going to pay for this?
I think I would put it on a credit card, and then I would pay it off as quickly as I possibly could.
Yeah, so this is an easy one. You're denied. And the reason that you are denied, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I know you want to have a baby. I know you think time is getting late. but time is also getting late for you to have enough money in your accounts for you to be able to afford a baby at this point in time. You should have at least $24,000 in an emergency fund. You should have more money in retirement given how old you are. And if you do have a baby, the truth of the matter is your expenses just skyrocket. So while I would wish you could have a baby, financially speaking, do you have the $800 to currently buy the sperm? Can you afford it? Again, I am so sorry, but you cannot. You have been denied. Barbara, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I'm a mobile groomer, and I want to buy a paint job for my van. It's 17 years old now, and the paint's looking old. I would like to buy a new one day, but I know I can't afford that right now, so I thought I would just fix it up. Besides, I thought a paint job would help if I decide to sell it one day.
But you know, it is 17 years old. Does it at least run okay?
Yeah, the engine is a very good engine.
It's just the look you don't like of it. Girlfriend, show me the money.
Okay, my income is $3,000 plus a month.
Yep.
My expenses is $3,816 a month. I owe $37,000 on my mortgage. I have $10,000 in credit card debt, and $3,000 in a car loan, and $16,000 in liquid, and I have $13,000 in retirement.
Denied. And the reason I'm denying you is right off the bat, you are spending $800 more a month than you are bringing in. And I am sure it is not the paint job that is preventing that from happening. You have credit card debt, you have other kinds of debt, you don't have enough emergency funds. I don't care what this car looks like. If this car gets you from A to Z, you stick with it. You do not have the $1,000 here. Zachary, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. It's so good to talk to you. You know, my wife and I watch your show together every week, and we love it.
Oh, and I love when husband, wife, partner, they watch, you know, wife, husband, whatever. I love when you all watch my show together. What do you want to buy?
We would like to know if we can afford to spend $25,000 to build a solarium on our house.
$25,000 to get sunshine in your home. Okay, keep going.
That's right. Well, right now our patio has a canvas awning on it, and we have to pay $200 every year to put it up in the spring and take it down in the fall. And it doesn't do a very good job keeping the mosquitoes out. And we even have a bat that lives under this awning in the summer.
So are you telling me to save $200 a year? Are you telling me to save $200 a year that you want to spend $25,000 right now?
Well, not quite. We don't use our patio very much because it's not a very useful space.
Because that bat irritates you. That bat, you're afraid of that bat, right? You better bat this one out of the whole stadium here. Show me the money.
Okay. We take home $8,306 a month combined.
Yeah.
We have expenses of $4,950 a month.
All right.
Our only debt is $197,000 15-year fixed mortgage at 4.25%. We have $183,000 in liquid savings, $15,000 in investments, and $111,000 in retirement.
You know, once again, Zach, like Chris, who was the first person on Can I Afford It tonight, I'm sure everybody's at home going, how did these 33-year-olds, how did they do this? How did they save this much money? This is all your money. None of it was given to you in a gift, right? You and your wife worked for it, correct?
That's right.
I knew that because you two have been watching the Suze Orman Show together, and people who do things together save together, and then you accumulate a whole lot of money when you're younger, and this one is easy. You are approved because you have the money to do it. Go out there, bask in the sunshine, and tell that bat to just skadoodle. Florencia, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Greetings from Champaign-Urbana.
Ah, that's where I went to college. I love Champaign-Urbana. They gave me an honorary doctorate degree a few years ago. I was there. Anyway, what do you want to buy?
I want to buy an elliptical so that I can burn calories while I watch your show.
Oh, you can butter me up. $277 for an elliptical. Well, that's pretty good. Show me the money, girlfriend.
All right, so my take-home income is $2,923 a month. My expenses are about $1,700 a month. The only debt I have is my mortgage, and that's $100,000 at 30-year fixed. Savings, I have $13,000 liquid, $8,000 in investments, $10,000 in retirement.
And you're 31 years of age. So you're pretty close to my 8-month thing here, aren't you?
Yes.
It's like you're there, but you're not quite there. You have a little bit money in retirement. Some of that is in a Roth, I'm sure, correct?
Most of it is in a Roth.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When I tell people that they have money in a Roth, especially if that money is kept safe and sound, they can count that money in certain circumstances towards their emergency fund, which would then put you over the 8 months that you need. Girlfriend, you have been approved because between your emergency fund that you have now and your Roth, you can afford it. Do you want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you will find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here.
Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suze.
The problem is, do you have the courage to tell him? Do you feel that if you tell him that, he's going to get upset and that's going to cause trouble?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
You know, there's so many ways that you can reach me here at the Suze Orman Show so that I can answer your questions. Take a look at your screen. You can send an email into SuzeOrman.com or SuzeOrman.cnbc.com. You can become a fan of mine at Facebook, or you can tweet me at Suze Orman Show. And if you want your question possibly chosen to be answered right here on the show, just do hashtag Ask Suze. So let's see right now what's trending and who's going to get to ask me a question. All right, it comes from Lauren Sains. Is it a good idea to consolidate credit card debt into a personal loan if the interest rate will be much lower and cancel credit cards? Lauren, here's what I need to know to really answer this question. Is the personal loan secured or is it unsecured? If it's not secured, which means it's not attached to anything, they're just giving you a personal loan, there's no security, and it's a lower interest rate, of course you should do that. But the problem is many times when people transfer credit card debt to another loan, they then just go and use those credit cards again, and they just build up that credit card debt, and then you have credit card debt and a personal loan. If, however, that personal loan is secured by something, your house, your car, then I would not be doing it because credit card debt is unsecured loans. It's unsecured credit. You would never change that to something that is secured. Let's see what else is trending from @Coning. I just got a large raise. Oh, good for you. Anyway, at work, I need retirement, life insurance, etc. What's the best way to not waste my raise? You need to simply pretend like you did not get a raise. Here's the fact. The more money you make, the more money you spend. So if you can just continue to spend like you were before you got the raise, and you were to bank the raise, do something with the raise, put it in a retirement account, then you would be so much further ahead of the game, I can't even tell you. While it's true that you might need life insurance, but are you married? Do you have people who are financially dependent on you? If you do not, you don't need life insurance. Sure, you should be putting money into a retirement account. Why not put your raise right into a Roth IRA if you qualify for it? But the key here is when you make more money, don't change your lifestyle, and then everything will be just great. Let's go to the webcam. Kelly in Ohio, what do you want to ask me?
Hi, Susie. I recently won a $115,000 lawsuit settlement, and I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out what the best way to divide it up is. My husband and I both owe private and government student loans averaging around 2 to 13% and a personal loan of $10,000 at around 5%. I'm really nervous to pay off his half of the student loans and just a nervousness that something might happen to our relationship in the future. And I just don't want to regret that I took off all of my money to pay off his student loans. So what are some strategies that you have that'll help me in this situation?
To be honest with your husband, I can tell you very easily what to do with this money. You should absolutely pay off your student loan. You should pay off your personal debt. But you went through something to get this money. I don't know what it was. I don't need to know what it was, but it was you probably who suffered. Did your husband suffer, or was it just you?
He might say otherwise, but it was just me. It was incident.
All right, so given that it was your incident, here is the problem. When you get money, and if you were to take that money and put it in both your name and his name in a joint account even, then half of that money is his. So I do not have a problem with you literally taking that money, paying off your student loan, your personal loan, and leaving the rest just for you in your single account. But the problem is, do you have the courage to tell him? Do you feel that if you tell him that, he's going to get upset and that's going to cause trouble?
Yeah, he argues about it and says that his is higher interest rates, so we should pay off his because it would save more money in the long run.
What more can I say that? This is your money. Somebody who really loved you and respected you, in my opinion, would say to you, sweetheart, this is your money. Let's take care of your stuff. Then we will have more money freed up, and the monthly payments that you are putting towards your loan can now go towards his loan. That you can offer him. But the fact that he's even wanting it, and he wants it to go because his is at a higher interest rate, that is what caused you to have concern, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. You listen to your gut. You listen to your gut. A person who loves you wants you to do what's best for you, not what's best for him. You got that?
I got it. Thank you.
Do not go back on it. Do not go back on it.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, we're going to take a break. But right after the break, when we come back, I'm going to tell you how to get your money mojo back.
I've sent out hundreds of resumes and had dozens of interviews, and I still have not been able to land a job.
Here's how I want you to get your money mojo back. Welcome back, everyone. Have you lost your money mojo? I am declaring the month of March here as Money Mojo Month on the Suze Orman Show. You know, whether it's you're looking for a job, you're figuring out your future, or you are just trying to save money, it is hard to stay motivated in this type of an economy. It is tough, isn't it? So my goal here is to light a fire under you so you can do whatever it is you want to do. Tonight, Ann says she lost her money mojo.
Hi, Susie. I'm 52 and divorced. I was a successful software developer for 30 years until I lost my job. That was over a year ago. I've sent out hundreds of resumes and had dozens of interviews, and I still have not been able to land a job. I applied for lower paying positions, only to be told I'm overqualified or I don't have the right experience. I am now working part-time, but it's not enough money to pay my bills. I'm frustrated and exhausted and don't know what to do next. Susie, can you help me get my money mojo back?
Hi, Ann. Welcome to the Suze Orman Show. So you're mojo-less, huh?
It's left, yes.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you exercise?
Yes, I do.
How much do you exercise?
I take the dogs for about 4 to 6 miles walks every day.
Every day. And do you exert yourself when you're doing that, or are you then? I knew you were going to tell me that you took your dogs for a walk.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling that you have been a woman who has done everything for everybody else her entire life, including her dogs. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. The reason that I think you can't get your money mojo back is because you don't have enough energy within yourself to ask for what you really want, to get what you really want, because you've never been able to, in your mind, do it for you. It's always for everybody else, including your dogs. Have you ever gone out and exercised just by yourself for you?
No.
You know, when you go in and you apply for a job or you do something, they're attracted to people with energy, people with power, people who do things for themselves and they can feel it, because if you can do something for yourself, you then have what it takes to do something for others. So here's how I want you to get your money mojo back. Ready?
Yep.
I want you to only take your dogs for 3 miles a day walks. Then I want you to take them home. Then I want you to go out and I want you to, every single day, I want you to run 3 miles for you. I want you to do just something like that for you. Once your energy starts going for you, you will be shocked at how that energy will be able to prepare you and propel you into bringing towards you what you really want in your life. Because I have a feeling for the past 6 years, you've just been kind of going through life, but you haven't been living life. So do you think you could do that? Will you promise me that for the next 3 months minimum that you are going to run every single day or walk fast 3 miles a day just for you?
I don't know about the running, but I can do the walking.
So do the walking.
Yeah.
And when you're walking, I want you to say, this is for my money mojo. I've got my money mojo back. I've got my money mojo back. I've got a job back. I've got money back. I've got my money mojo back. Make that your mantra. And then let us know how it goes. If you continue to say yes out of fear, I'm here to tell you, you are going to watch all of your money go away. You're going to get yourselves into situations that you wish you had never gotten yourself in.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Well, that's almost a wrap for the Suze Orman Show. But before we go, there is still one more thing that I want you to know. What struck me about tonight's show, from the callers as well as Carol, our one-on-one guest, is that many of you were afraid that if you didn't give people money when they asked for it, whether it be your son, even possibly your husband-to-be at the time, that they wouldn't love you, that you would just not be relevant, and then you wouldn't know how to define yourself, because what if they turned on you because you weren't taking care of them? I am here to tell you that your main job in life, truthfully, is to take care of yourself. Especially if you are a mother or a father out there, you have got to take care of yourself so that you are strong enough to take care of your baby, so you're strong enough to take care of what really needs taking care of. If you continue to say yes out of fear, I'm here to tell you, you are going to watch all of your money go away. You're going to get yourselves into situations that you wish you had never gotten yourself in. So I am asking all of you this year that if somebody asks you for money, if somebody wants you to co-sign a loan, if somebody wants you to continuously help them and put everything in your name, whether it's the mortgage or credit card debt or whatever it is, can you simply say no out of love to who? Yourself. Stop saying yes out of fear. And the truth of the matter is, not only will you be helping yourself, you're going to be helping them as well. Now you know. But until next week, you are going to say yes every single Saturday night. You are going to come and join me here every single Saturday night. And here's what you're going to remember. There's really only one thing that matters when it comes to your money, and it is this: people first, then money, then things. Now you stay.